Hello and welcome back to Block Coup. I'm Minister Love, and we got another great lesson today. We're on lesson number 6 for this year, and we are asking the question, what time is it? And Sandy, share with us, what time are we going to be talking about today?
A time to come.
Oh, a time to come. Gina, share with us, what did you think? I mean, well, not think, but how would you define the word come? How would you describe the word come?
It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow, the future. It's something in the future, something that has not today. It's something that you're going to grasp for tomorrow. So
Exactly.
tomorrow.
Exactly. You took all the words right out of Minister Love's little speech I had ready. But that is exactly what the word to come. Notice it says the time to come. So, like you said, we're talking about something in the future, aren't we? Something that, when you're hoping for something, you don't have it yet, but you are expecting it to what? Come. So anything in the future, anything that you don't have now is to come. So that's what we're going to focus on this lesson. And the key word is going to be come. And when we get into the scriptures, what I want us to look at is to see who is the scripture talking about and what is this time to come that the scripture is speaking of. Okay.
Mhm.
So with that being said, so we're going to ask you, Sister Sandy, to read for us Exodus chapter 13. And Sandy, can you read for us verse 14?
Sure.
Okay.
And it shall be when the son asketh thee in time to come, saying, What is this? That thou shalt say unto him, By strength of hand the Lord brought us out from Egypt, from the house of bondage. So this is talking about, let's see, who. So this is going to be the Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
And what is going to be when the Lord is going to bring them out of Egypt. So, because you have to wait for the time to come when the Lord tells Moses what to do, and he puts Pharaoh through so many different plagues, and finally, after so what was it, about 9 of them, 11 of them, and so finally the Pharaoh said, "All right, you guys can go." You can go. So they started their pilgrimage to get out of Egypt and go to the promised land.
And just to put this into context, what's happened here, what you just described, that happened, but where we are now, they done passed the wilderness, they done passed the plagues and all that stuff. So where they are now in the wilderness, the Lord is telling Moses that when they do get to the promised land, guess what? When they start having children, because if you read the scriptures above that, he's telling them, okay, when you get to the promised land, you're gonna start having kids, right? And so when those kids began to grow up and they started doing all these sacrifices and stuff, what do you think them kids gonna ask? They're gonna say, they're gonna ask the fathers, why are we doing this? What is this? That's the question in the time to come. So when those kids grow up in the time to come, when they grow up, they're gonna start asking a question. And guess what? Those ancestors is going to have an answer
Mhm.
because the time is coming. You're going to have to answer those kids. Why are they there? How did they get to the promised land? How did they get to Canaan? And so the parents is going to have to tell them, well, it was how the Lord brought us out of the bondage of Egypt. It's kind of like, when we have children, right? And when the kids are little, we don't tell them everything because there are some things they're not going to what understand. But
Mhm.
when they get old enough, they've been seeing some stuff, and when they get old enough, they're going to what ask you some questions,
Mhm.
and you're going to have an answer. Well, that's what we call a what? Time to come, because the time is coming. They ain't grown up yet, but the time is coming. So you seeing here now what we're looking for, what we're
Mhm.
seeing is that who the scripture is talking of, and then what is this time to come that is describing. Okay. So with that being said, so now we're going to go to the second scripture. And Gina, we're going to have you to read this. And we're still in Exodus, ladies. So let's go to Exodus chapter 19. And Gina, I want you to read verse 11. Okay. And then I want you to drop down and read verse 16 and give us your thoughts on this. Okay.
Exodus 19:11. And be ready against the third day. For the third day, the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. And then to 16. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud upon the mountain, and the voice of the trumpet exceedingly loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled.
And then read 17.
And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at neither part of the mount.
All right. So what's going on here?
So as far as the time to come was the time that they were going to meet with the Lord. And these are the Israelis, the Jewish people that were in the wilderness. So I guess, I mean, as far as the context is that there was a time that they were actually going to meet with God, and that was the time to come. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And so what I love about this, let's just go up to verse 11 real quickly. And you are right on this, because the time to come, and verse 11 spells it out. Did you notice what it said? Look at verse 11. What did it tell them? Because remember, they're still in the what? Wilderness. They ain't got to the promised land yet. Look what he tells them. Look what the Lord has instructed Moses to tell the people. He told them in verse 11, what? And what? Be ready against the what? Third day. For the third day, the Lord, what? Will come down. And where is he coming? In the sight of all the people, where? Up on Mount Sinai. So here we have the people are to what? Get ready. Because the Lord ain't came yet, but Moses is preparing them, telling them to what? Get ready. So can you imagine that they got 3 days to get ready? On that third day, kind of remind you of Jesus rising out of the tomb on the third day, doesn't it? Because he had a what? Time to come, or a time to rise from the dead. So guess what? So when that third day came, guess what? It was in the future, because 3 days, like you said, it's tomorrow, it's the future, isn't it? So just imagine the Israelites now preparing to meet God. So the question is, did God come? Did that time come to pass? Evidently it did, because we see it clearly in verse 16. Did you notice how he came? He didn't come silently, did he? He came in a cloud. He came with thunder. He came with lightning. And it affected the people so that they what? Tremble. But when I saw this tremble, I'm thinking that if it was me there and I tremble, it's not a scary tremble. It's a tremble of awe. I'm like, oh my God, he's here. I hear him. I see him. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited and I'm trembling with awe that God is now meeting us at where? Mount Sinai, the same place that Moses met him to get the 10 commandments. And now on the third day, he kept his word. God really did come down, didn't he?
Yep.
So there was, even with God himself, there is a what? Time to come. Are y'all seeing this? So if the Lord can come, and this is a future thing, we know this true that Jesus is coming back again, isn't he? Ain't that what we've been waiting for?
Yep.
And we say every year, we hear prophets and people saying every year, oh, this is year, he's coming, and he don't come this year, but it don't mean that you don't keep waiting for him, because he is coming.
Right.
Might not be in 2021, maybe in 2022, we don't know, but he coming. Because the scripture tells us there is a what? Time to come. All right. Sandy, quickly, anything you want to add to that? Before
No,
we
it's really good. Really good. Yeah.
Say what, Sandy?
I said, no, I don't have anything to add, but it's very exciting. I can imagine him, the Lord coming down on the mountain with all this thunder and lightning, and the people going, wow, what is going
Yeah.
on here? And because the Lord didn't really come to the people that often, I don't think. He came more to specific people. So
Mhm.
at this time, when they said, gather the people, I'm coming,
Yeah.
you know, then wow, that's powerful. When you have an assembly of people that they can really see the truth, because otherwise, when Moses was in Mount Sinai for 40 days and stuff, nobody got to see that
That's
except
right.
him. And so now that God said, I'm going to show these people who I am,
Mhm.
I'm coming.
Mhm.
So it's very powerful.
It
And that,
is, isn't
if you don't become a believer, then I don't know what would happen.
it? Exactly.
you know.
Yeah, because see, the people are living in the world today as if he ain't coming back. They
Hmm.
live as if he ain't coming back. So they don't believe, they don't want to read, they don't want to share the gospel, they don't want to learn the gospel because they don't think his time to come is coming back. Let's
Right.
take a look at the next scripture. Sandy, you're going to read this one for us. Go to Matthew, Matthew chapter 5. This is a really good scripture. Matthew chapter 5. And Sandy, read for us verse 17 and give us your thoughts.
Okay. Matthew 5:17. 5:17.
Mhm.
Okay. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Mm.
Okay, so
So who is this in the scripture? Who's
Jesus, Jesus,
yeah? And what's the key word we're looking for?
to come.
Mm.
Yeah, he says, think not that I am come to destroy. So it has two things. First, he's saying, if you're thinking that I'm coming to destroy the law or the prophets, no, I I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Mm.
And so he's clarifying something
Mm.
to the people. I'm not going to destroy. I'm not going to take the prophets out. I'm coming here to fulfill
Mhm.
something that I want to do for you.
Mhm.
And so that's he's talking to the people to get them straight, and so they will understand. It's not always about destroy, because there are a lot of things in the Bible that is in the beginning of the Bible. It's a lot of destroy, but he's clarifying it now in the New Testament that this is not the circumstance. I'm coming
Mm.
here to fulfill. It's sort of like a prophet, saying something, or a prophecy. It's like I'm coming to fulfill something that I wanted that's going to take place.
Mhm. Mhm. Very good, Sandy. You hit it right on the nose. You know what I love about this is that now remember, the Old Testament is the law and the prophets, isn't it? And who was the prophets prophesying about? Who were they waiting for? The Messiah, weren't they?
Right.
So Jesus is all up in the Old Testament. So guess what? Jesus has now come. Everything that they prophesied, everything that they said about him, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Habakkuk and Micah, all of the prophecies, Jesus is now standing there in the flesh in the New Testament because his time has what come, the first coming. And notice what he said. He said, now look at here. I did not come to destroy the law, talking about the Old Testament. He said, I didn't come to destroy the prophets, talking about the prophets in the Old Testament. He said, but you know what? I came to fulfill everything from Genesis all the way to Malachi. That's what Jesus came to do, to fulfill. Just imagine that the prophets prophesied for him to come, and just imagine he never came,
Right.
but he did. Just like his father did on Mount Sinai. He gave him 3 days to get ready, and the Lord came. And the same thing with the Father. Jesus had a time to what? Come. He had a time to get up on that cross. He had a time to get in that tomb. He had a time to rise up from there. Everything was in the future. And guess what? Jesus fulfilled it. Are y'all seeing this?
Yep.
Mhm. So, with that being said, let's keep this thing going. And Gina, we're going to have you to take us to the next scripture. You're going to love this one, and you can explain.
Galatians 4:4. No.
Which one?
What you say? What you say?
Galatians 4:4 and 5. No.
No, no. Oh, it would have been good. But I want to take you, oh God, I hope we have time. Go to 2 Peter 3:3.
Okay.
2 Peter 3:3. Gina, if we had time, I would love to go to that Galatians.
No, it's just funny because I was reading that last night and I was like, I
Oh,
chewed on it for an hour. No, okay. 2 Peter 3:3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking in their own lusts.
and read verse 4. And read verse 4.
And saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation.
Interesting.
What's happening here, Gina?
So basically, Peter is warning us that in the last days, there's going to be scoffers, people that are going to discourage you, because the heart of a Christian is that Jesus is coming. I mean, that's that he came and that he conquered and redeemed us, but also it's that he's coming, because that's sort of the end of this chapter and the beginning of a new chapter, right? Mm-hmm. So, but at that time, you're getting a warning. You're getting a warning that people are going to be discouraging you, because basically Satan doesn't want you to be, fixing your eyes on Jesus. He wants you to fix your eyes on a Ferrari and a big house and all your lust, the stuff that whatever it is that's your lust, right? So just to be weary that, because it's coming, it's gonna get heated in these last days. So have your eyes open that there's gonna be a lot of things against you, looking for that promise of Jesus. They're going to be telling you, Jesus, no, there's no Jesus. Don't even think about that. Look at your father's been saying that for 100 years and he's not there. So that's what I see on that scripture.
You got it. So that time that he said that the scoffers, we're already here. We're living in the last days right now. That time has already come. People are already after their own lustful ways. But did you notice there's another coming? Notice that Peter said that, oh, well, where is he coming? You said he was coming. See, even in Peter's day, Jesus could have came back right then and there, but he didn't. So isn't that what people are saying today? Well, where is he? I thought you said he was coming. See, they're mocking, aren't they? And so, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? So we're still waiting for Jesus to come again. This time, the second time, he's coming again. So even back then, they were still questioning, well, where is he? You said he was coming. Peter said he was coming. Paul, all of them talked about Jesus' second coming. They didn't even know when. He could have came back before the first century was over, but he didn't. We're in 2021 now, and he still ain't came back. But it doesn't take away the promise that he's not coming. He is coming. He is coming. All right, ladies. Hey, listen, we just ran out of time. Oh, this was so good. All right. Hey, listen, love you. Hope you enjoyed this time to come. All right. Hey, listen, I don't know, say something, anything. We might have a minute to say, but it just said we ran out of time. All right, then.
Poppy!
Uh-oh.
Poppy! I got a big old giant